It's 10 o'clock. Welcome to the Baldwin County Commission. It's going to be, we have a lot of presentations, so please be patient with us. Mr. Steve, the pastor, please come up. He's going to do the invocation. I ask Commissioner Ball to do the Pledge of Allegiance.
Bow with me in prayer, please. Heavenly Father, thank you for another beautiful day that we get to serve you. Every breath we breathe is because of you. As we convene in this council time, I pray, Father, that you would give us wisdom beyond our years. For each decision that is made, I pray that you would preside over it with your divine anointing and insight that only you can give. Bless us all. Keep us safe. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
All right, Commissioners, we got the adoption of the minutes.
Chair, I'll make a motion that we adopt the minutes of April 15, 2025 regular meeting.
I'll second it.
All right, got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries. All right, next is Commissioner Underwood. Commissioner Ball.
Make a motion to pay bills.
I'll second it.
All right, got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. And then VA2.
I'll make a motion that we approve BA2, the ratification of interim payments.
Second.
All right, got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. All right, on the consent, just remember on the consent note, item FA1 E911 board has been added to the consent agenda.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion we approve the consent agenda by adding item FA1, which was discussed in the work session.
All right, I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, I got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, motion carried. Let's go all the way. Next is presentations. And look, on the presentations, Commissioners, since we have a lot of presentations, we have 8. After each one, we'll make a comment. I don't want to wait till the end because the older I get, I forget to say something about each presentation. So at the end, if you want to go say something about each one, please do. Proclamation of Older Americans Month.
I know.
We're getting there, don't worry.
This is for you guys. This one, that one off. Okay. Who wants to hold this?
Ms. Mayor, that's right.
Ms. Mayor? All right. Okay, and I'm going to read this. And, let's see here. Proclaiming May 2025 as Older Americans Month in Baldwin County, Alabama. Whereas May is Older Americans Month, a time for us to recognize and honor older adults and their immense influence on every facet of American society. And whereas, through their wealth of life experience and wisdom, older adults guide our younger generations and carry forward abundant cultural and historical knowledge. And whereas older Americans improve our communities through intergenerational relationships, community service, and civic engagement. And whereas communities benefit when people of all ages, abilities, and backgrounds have the opportunity to participate and live independently. And whereas Baldwin County must ensure that older Americans have the resources and support needed to stay involved in their communities, reflecting our commitment to the senior population. And whereas we call upon all residents to join in recognizing the contributions of our older citizens and promoting programs and activities that foster connection and support for older adults. Now therefore be it proclaimed by the Baldwin County Commission in regular session assembled that with deepest respect and admiration, we hereby proclaim May 2025 as Older Americans Month in Baldwin County, Alabama. and encourage everyone to take time in May to honor older adults and the professionals, family members, and citizens who care for them. Okay.
Thank you. Yes, I do. I won't say a whole lot because I know we have a big agenda. But, you know, every year we do ask that you proclaim May as Older America's Month. And this year, what's different every year is who accepts this proclamation. And we put a lot of thought into who accepts it. Because not only can you have a senior center, but you have to have the right leadership. You have to have the seniors that come. Having a senior center is sometimes hard to do. In the city of Robertsdale, it's not hard to do. The people come, and the people come because of the leadership here. And it trickles down from the mayor, down to Mary Williams, and all of the staff that has come here to accept this proclamation. So I won't say a lot more. I know I'd like the mayor to say something. Mary, you're welcome. Anyone's welcome to say something, but thank you for proclaiming May as Older America's Month.
Yeah.
Commissioners, just want to thank you for this great award for us, and we know how important it is for us to support our seniors with everything that's going on, because most of us are migrating to that point, including myself. So with that, I just want to thank my wonderful staff here and Mrs. Williams for all she does, and thank you again for this opportunity to come and be recognized.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
I think if you guys want to come up, if anybody else wants to speak, go ahead and speak. You want to say something, Ms. Mary?
No, I think she wants to.
We're going to stand up here, or are we going to go down there?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Y'all want to go down or
Doesn't matter, whichever.
Commissioner, thank you.
Mayor, thank you.
Are we going to come up here, or stay down there?
We better stay down.
Let's come up here, I'm going to go up here.
It's just best.
Which way you want us to
Go
shift?
that
This way or this way?
Yeah, Ms. Taylor, she'll guide you. Thank you, Kelly.
Hold up, hold up.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Thank y'all.
Commissioners, y'all want to say anything?
I would like to.
Sure.
I just want to say that, y'all are leaving already?
Yeah, they're ready to go.
We were going to say something to y'all.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold up just a second. Just a second.
The mayor stayed.
All right. Well, I was going to say that, just echo what Kelly said, keeping your center open and having a vibrant center is an awesome thing to have in your community. I will probably always say this, I'm so proud of the senior sales center we have in the town that I grew up in. It's been there for 40-something years, I believe. I didn't realize it was there that long, but it is such an important aspect to the people who get to use this center. And hopefully, I know more and more people will learn about it and utilize it because you age out. You know, the ones that my grandma used to deliver Meals on Wheels, and she's been gone for a long, long time. But it's just, and yes, we are there almost. And I know I'm older than Maddie always says that. But I'm thankful for that opportunity that we have for our seniors, and thank Robertsdale for continuing their center.
Thank you very much. Y'all have a blessed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, I make a motion that we pass the proclamation.
All right. Got a
Second
motion?
it.
Do I have a second?
Yep.
All right, got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Oh, I think I'm next. Again.
Yeah, problem, mental health.
Who do we got here for mental health?
This is for y'all. Yeah. Okay, and I'm going to read it. And by the way, thank y'all for having the NAMI awareness recently in Robertsdale. That was a really great event. Proclaiming May 2025 as Mental Health Awareness Month in Baldwin County, Alabama. Whereas mental health is essential to everyone's overall health and well-being, And whereas all Americans face challenges in life that can impact their mental health, and whereas prevention is an effective way to reduce the burden of mental health conditions, and whereas there are practical tools that all people can use to improve their mental health and increase resiliency, and whereas mental health conditions are real, with 1 in 5 people in our nation living with a mental health condition and the other 4 being family members or friends, therefore affecting all of us. And whereas with effective treatment, those individuals with mental health conditions can recover and lead full, productive lives, and whereas each business, school, government agency, healthcare provider, organization, and citizen share the burden of mental health problems and has a responsibility to promote mental wellness and support education and prevention efforts. And whereas we will evaluate public awareness to break down the stigma surrounding mental health, a major factor affecting people living with and seeking help for a mental health condition, and open more doors to support, because every person affected by mental health conditions deserves to be surrounded by a community that cares. Now therefore be it proclaimed by the Baldwin County Commission in regular session assembled that the month of May 2025 is hereby designated as Mental Health Awareness Month, and the first week in May as
Tardive dyskinesia.
Tardive dyskinesia. I did not read that part ahead of time. Okay. In Baldwin County, Alabama, and we call upon the citizens, government agencies, public and private institutions, businesses, and schools in Baldwin County to recommit our community to increasing awareness and understanding of mental health, the steps our citizens can take to protect their mental health, and the need for appropriate and accessible services for all people with mental health conditions.
Yay.
Tell me what that is.
Tardive dyskinesia is not a disease, but is it a disease? It's a condition that people with older antipsychotics, people would develop the condition of tardive dyskinesia, and it looks like maybe shaking or, kind of like sagging face, maybe sometimes, involuntary movement. So if you guys run into someone that takes medication or has taken medication in the past, and they seem they're doing those things, just kind of always remember they could have taken medication for something. Yeah.
I didn't read that last part.
Yeah.
And I didn't have the Google button to tell me how it was pronounced.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know about it until I got into the mental health field, and now I run into people. I'm like, oh, okay, that's what that is. Okay. Well.
You want to speak?
All right. Well, my name is Anna Hutchison, and I represent Baldwin County, NAMI Baldwin County, the National Alliance on Mental Illness. The county commission knows us and works with the state. We have a county commissioner here that was recently trained in the CIT, crisis intervention training, just recently whenever I went to go speak with law enforcement that got trained. We just want to raise awareness for mental health because 1 in 5 of us lives with a mental health condition. So there's a lot of us in here that may have anxiety or depression or OCD or bipolar or something like that. We just want to break down the stigma. Thank you.
Yeah, we're going to come down. Take it.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank y'all so much for being here today. So thank you.
Good to see you.
That's very important.
Well, thank you so very much.
Commissioners, anybody want to say anything? If you don't, the one thing that I had to Google when it first started the Awareness Month, and it was in 1949. And I'm thinking, holy cow, So the theme for the Mental Health Awareness month of 2025 is turn awareness into action. So I hope we do that. So thank you for what y'all do.
I just want to say that on the 26th of April, NAMI held a awareness event in Honeybee Park in Robertsdale, and I was able to stop by with Mayor Murphy did a proclamation from the city at that time, and shared with them how that we have a lot of our sheriff's department in the room today, of how that we have the Stepping Up program and how that it is in our jails and it's really helping, and that Baldwin County is really leading the pack on that. And when Jeb and I were in the, Commissioner Ball and I were in the leadership group last year for second-term commissioners, we chose a passion project as a group. I was kind of like one of those, I don't know, I've always been I want to make sure it comes out, is good, so I was kind of reluctant to do a group project because everybody else had, in the past, had done individual projects, but I was, all right, okay, I might not. And I'm so glad that we chose the group project, because what we were able to do, and I don't even remember the number, Jeb might can remember it, but when we started, out of the 67 counties, there was only a handful of the counties that had a Stepping Up program in their county and in their jail, and we were able to get like 50 counties to commit, to the point where that there was not even enough funds, but the legislature said we will make funds available. Speaker Ledbetter said, hey, that little bit, we can make this happen. And so the awareness is, everything helps. Everything helps. And so thank y'all. I appreciate your continued efforts, and thank the Sheriff's Department and those who are involved in that arena. So thank y'all.
Anybody else?
Just, people don't realize how important, the mental health situations are in the county. We all go through a time in our life where we have issues, and they affect us. And the older you get, the more you're prone to end up with some kind of a mental disability, so it all comes with the territory. So, but I thank each and every one of y'all for what y'all do to help, because a little bit of help goes a long way in helping these people, deal with what they have to live with. So thank you so very much.
Yeah, I definitely, this is something that's personal to me. I love the aspect that we have a community that's very much involved in people's mental health. There's like you said, a lot of stigma revolves around mental health versus other things, and not too many people would compare mental health to another condition like cancer or something, but they're very much comparable. There's mental health issues, which, like you said, 1 in 5 suffer from, and there's mental illnesses, which are two different things. Both people are in crisis at the time, and both are handled differently. What I love to see is our community surroundings with our crisis intervention centers, partnered with our crisis intervention trained officers, that respond to these scenes. When used to, we didn't have these paths and avenues, and some people that suffer from mental illnesses were treated differently because nobody knew what was going on. Now we have certified trained people that recognize when somebody's in crisis, and they're dealt with differently, rather than just being slammed on the ground and stuff. Now, with that being said, we were taught that just because somebody's in crisis doesn't mean they get to break the law. So police still police in times of need. And but what we've got going on here in Baldwin County is recognized throughout the whole state because people talk about it. So I'm really proud of our partnership with NAMI, and I'm proud with our partnerships with Alta Point and the crisis intervention centers, as well as our crisis intervention trained deputies and local law enforcement officers. So hats off to everybody that's trying to make a difference in the mental health. So, it's always good to keep our own minds healthy. I look around and see a lot of men and women in uniforms today, and staff members that work with us, the commission, and everybody needs to keep their mental health in check and know when times of stress is coming up, and it doesn't take anything to go and talk to somebody and debrief for a little bit, decompress, go to the gym, take a walk, whatever it is. You can probably Google mental health training sessions or something and get you a laundry list of things to do to keep us in check, because a lot of times at the end of the day we just go home with all the baggage that we've got, and that's not good for our mental health. So take every opportunity of what we have available resource-wise with our counselors that we have on staff, or counselors in local churches or around the community, where you can go and talk and get some help before things get out of hand. So I appreciate y'all coming up and doing the proclamation, and I make a motion that we adopt this proclamation.
All right, I have a motion.
I'll second it.
All right, got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Aye, motion carries. All right, DA3, proclamation of children's mental health.
Morning. Good morning, everyone. Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a proclamation of May the 4th through the 10th, 2025 as Children's Mental Health Awareness Week in Baldwin County, Alabama. Whereas the mental health and well-being of children are essential to their success in school, relationships, and throughout their life. Whereas Children's Mental Health Awareness Week is an opportunity to highlight the importance of supporting children's mental health and ensuring assessing the competitive, composite, and effective mental health services. And whereas early identification and intervention for children experiencing mental health challenges can lead to significant improvement outcome in emotional, social, and academic development. And whereas fostering the mental well-being of children is a sharing responsibility among parents, caregivers, educators, healthcare providers, and broader community to help all children reach their full potential. Now, therefore, be proclaimed by the Baldwin County Commission in regular session assembled that we hereby designate the week of May the 4th through the 10th as Children's Mental Health Awareness Week in Baldwin County, Alabama. All right, would you all like to say something? Yeah, please say something.
I just want to say thank you to the commission. It takes truly a village to meet the needs of our children in our communities. And as I think most have seen over time, that's getting harder and harder for our youth. It does truly take several community leaders to support our children and make sure they continue to move in the right direction. And so I work for Alta Point, and we truly value those partnerships. And I just want to say thank you to the commission, as well as the sheriff's departments, law enforcement here today, as well as other community providers. So thank you for your partnerships and your support. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Is there anyone else? Would you like to say something?
And just also from the Child Advocacy Center, I just want to thank you all so much, because without the community support and without the proclamations and, excuse me, the awareness that's put out and about throughout our county, we wouldn't be able to do the work that we do today for our most vulnerable. So thank you very much for allowing us the opportunity.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Would you like to speak?
Hi, I'm Ann Chipman, and I work for Alta Point in Baldwin County. I want to thank you all for this. This is a wonderful thing. Unfortunately, I don't have the poster that the State Department is putting out all over the state, but it was drawn by one of our students in one of the programs that we have in Baldwin County. So y'all need to be really proud of that. We are.
Awesome.
I want to thank the people behind me represent many different agencies. So thank you all, and thank you for your really kind words. I appreciate that.
Okay, all right. Well, again, thank you so very much, for y'all coming here to
stand behind on this.
our proclamation. If y'all don't mind, we'll have a
We'll stand behind on this one.
photo. Please come over here.
You see?
Need a step stool? You're fine. You're fine.
Come over.
It's a short joke.
Thank you,
Thank
guys.
y'all.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, thank you, Jim.
Thank you, sir. Good seeing you. Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and make a motion that we proclaim May the 4th through the 10th, 2025 as Children's Mental Health Awareness Week in Baldwin County.
I'll second that.
All right, got a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
Yeah, I've got just one discussion topic since we're not going to talk about this one. I wanted to encourage the public and anybody sitting in this room, if you ever want to know, sometimes why children do what they do, and not only early in life, but later in life as we as our adults with our mental health. You need to look up old 1995 to 1997 study that was conducted called the ACE questionnaire. 10 questions, look at it, study it, read it, and it'll tell you how to score yourself, and you'll be surprised at how common what children suffered with. No wonder they do some things in life like resort to drugs and alcohol and things like that later in life to cope with some horrific things that happened to them as they were a child. And this is the first 18 years of their life, so it kind of dictates their whole entire outcome. So it's a great little study tool to go to and look and see. And I always promote the ACE questionnaires and everything that I do with my other business. So anyway. I'm ready to vote now.
All right, well, since I'm going to say something, Alta Point, thank you for what you do to the staff and everybody that's involved with children's mental health. And I want to thank the teachers. Teachers go through it too every day. And I know I've said this before, my wife's a school teacher at Summerdale, and it's hard what they go through. So thank you for what you do. All right, we have a motion and a second. All right, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. All right, next one is Resolution 2025. Mr. Ricky, Corporal Ricky, retiree. I'm going to let you hold it. I'm going to read this resolution. Commending Ricky Tobin upon the occasion of his retirement as a corporal of the Baldwin County Sheriff's Office and for his for his years of distinguished public service. Whereas Corporal Tobin attended the Baldwin County High School and Mississippi Valley State University, where he received numerous athletic awards, and whereas Corporal Tobin was inducted into the Mississippi Valley State University Athletic Hall of Fame in April of 2022. Congratulations. And Corporal Tobin began his law enforcement career in July of 1987 as a deputy jailer under Sheriff James B. Johnson, and completed the Southwest Alabama Police Academy Peace Officer Standards and Training Commission in May of 1991. And Corporal Tobin transferred from the Baldwin County Correction Center to the Baldwin County Sheriff's Office Patrol Division as a patrol deputy in August of 1995. And Corporal Tobin successfully achieved his goals by serving in various assignments during his career in Baldwin County Sheriff's Office, including SWAT Command, Criminal Investigations Command, Corrections Security, Corrections Support, Supervisor, Civil Command, and Supervisor of Sexual Offender Compliance. And Corporal Tobin has been recognized with various professional accolades, including letters from co-workers, supervisors, judges, and citizens. And whereas Corporal Tobin was promoted to the rank of corporal in 2005, and whereas Corporal Tobin developed a comprehensive amount of knowledge and experience of law enforcement progressives, which enabled him to be an immense value to the Baldwin County Sheriff's Office, the Correction Center, and the Baldwin County. And Corporal Tobin is a member of the Spanish Fort Law Enforcement Foundation. With Corporal Tobin's many accomplishments over 30 years of law enforcement and service to the public, it is only fitting that the Honorable County governing body publicly recognize and commend Corporal Ricky Tobin for his distinguished public service. Now therefore, be it resolved by the Baldwin County Commission in regular session assembled that on behalf of the Baldwin County Commission and the citizens of Baldwin County of Alabama, we hereby gratefully commend Corporal Ricky Tobin on the occasion of his retirement in recognition of his distinguished and commitment public service. Further, it be resolved that a copy of this resolution recorded in the official minutes of the Honorable County governing body, codified as Resolution 2025-099 of the Baldwin County Commission, be conveyed to Corporal Ricky Tobin sincere praise for his years of distinguished public service, as well as many outstanding accomplishments. Congratulations. Well deserved. Ricky, would you like to say anything? Put you on the spot, I know.
Let's see here. Well, good morning, everyone. First, I'd like to give honor to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I sincerely want to thank all of you county commissioners. Special thanks to Commissioner Matt McKenzie, who made all this possible. When we talked about it, he didn't make any excuses. He just said it needed to happen. And of course, I retired in 2017. I'm standing here today. I feel a deep sense of gratitude for this opportunity to serve this county, the citizens of this county. I want to take a moment to thank the men and women that I work along beside in the sheriff's office. And it was a awesome time. It was an awesome time. And, of course, we got a chance to know each other in a lot of ways. I mean, they became my family. A lot of these guys are still, some of them are still here that we got a chance to work together and working on the night shift. I mean, a lot of them know what that was like working that shift work. It's crazy. But my family, I have to say, I have to thank them because they helped me made it through all this because of the fact that they knew a lot of the things that we had to endure, from being called out to going and handle various different calls. But I appreciate my family for their support. And also, excuse me here. But when I first stepped into law enforcement, I did it with a heart to serve, to protect, and to make a difference in Baldwin County. At that time, I didn't know what that commitment would mean, not just to me, but to my family and my fellow officers. There was challenging, some tough times, some tough days, some long nights. But then also there were some moments of triumphs, and where justice was served. We had a chance to change a lot of lives in Baldwin County, and for the good. And, I think that's what shaped me, made me into the person that I am today. And like I say, for you next generation police officers, our law enforcement officers, just stay true to your calling. This is you. This matters. What you do really matters in every sense of the word, because the fact that, it feels good when you can change a life and realize the fact that, hey, I didn't do it just because, but it needed to be done. In closing, I didn't take this job for recognition. I did this job because I love Baldwin County, and I wanted to serve the citizens of Baldwin County, to serve and protect them. Just want to say thank the citizens of Baldwin County and everyone for this opportunity. Just want to say thank you, and that's it.
Congratulations.
One down.
Commissioners?
Just want to say thank you so very much for your service. You get to see a lot of things in 30 years of service, and get to do different things, and times change, laws change, and it's very important, to keep up with what's going on, in the communities and everything else. And I want to commend you for your service that you did in all those years. Thank you so very much.
Hi, I wasn't in this position when you served as in the sheriff's office, but thank you so much for your service, and I commend you on your athletic accomplishments. What did you play? I figured you were a football.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm sure that came in handy with your job at the sheriff's office sometimes, so thank you very much for your service.
Yeah, Ricky, thank you so much for your service. That's a lot of years, and I wish you all the best from here on out. Now, keep seeing you on Sundays.
Ricky, thank you for your service. For the citizens of Baldwin County, what you have done. We worked together years ago and I always remember that. So I just want to say thank you for what you've done. 31 years of service, that's amazing. And so thank you again. All right, Commissioner.
I make a motion that we adopt the resolution.
And I'll second it.
All right, got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries. All right, let's see.
Lifesaver.
Yep, DA5, presentation of the Life Saving Award, Deputy Johnson and Sheriff.
Good morning, Commissioner.
Good morning.
Chairman. There's another old deputy that slipped in the back there, Greg Daniels. Good to see him, too. Congratulations to
Where's he at?
Commissioner, it's my honor today. I know when we met last month, we had the opportunity to recognize some deputies for their life-saving awards, and this one will be no different. This is Deputy Megan Johnson. She has not been with the Sheriff's Office all that long, but I think you'll see what a tremendous difference she's already made. So if you will, please join me in this recognition and awarding of her the Baldwin County Sheriff's Office Life Saving Award from her actions that took place in February, on February 11th exactly in 2025. Deputy Johnson was dispatched to a call involving a citizen who had been accidentally shot in the chest with a nail gun. The nail had entered the victim's thoracic cavity, striking both his heart and his lung. Upon arrival at the scene, Deputy Johnson found the victim in critical condition, presenting with symptoms of pneumothorax and hemothorax. The injury was considered life-threatening and needed immediate medical intervention. Deputy Johnson drew on her extensive experience as a combat medic, emergency room nurse, and she quickly assessed the situation, taking decisive action. Without hesitation, she administered life-saving first aid, applying a chest seal to the victim's wound. which was crucial in preventing further air and blood from accumulating in the chest cavity. Her prompt and skilled response stabilized the victim's condition long enough for him to be transported via life flight to a medical facility for surgery. Thanks to her quick thinking and expert medical intervention, the victim was saved. He successfully underwent surgery and is expected to survive his injuries. Her calm demeanor, professionalism, and commitment to preserving a life in such a high-stress environment exemplify the qualities we value in our law enforcement professionals. There's no doubt without Megan's very acute medical attention, this victim would have been deceased. So with that, as Sheriff of Baldwin County, I would like to recognize her with this life-saving award. Congratulations. One last thing. For immediate decisive action taken on February 11, 2025, when she performed life-saving measures on a citizen who was accidentally shot in the chest by a nail gun. The nail had entered his chest cavity, striking both heart and lung. Deputy Johnson drew from her extensive training and knowledge, and as a combat medic and an ER nurse, and began life-saving measures to the victim's wounds. Due to Deputy Johnson's swift response and action, she saved the life of this victim, signed Sheriff Anthony Lowry, May 6, 2025. Thank you, Mayor. I would like to add, the deputies and corrections officers both, since in the past few years, they've taken extensive training. The Sheriff's Office has really spent a lot of time, money, and energy in making our deputies very good when it comes to tactical medical. Obviously, she brought a lot of experience with her, and we were grateful for that. But again, we thank you as the commission for providing those resources so that we can do that. But again, Megan, would you want to have anything to say?
Okay. All right, we'll take a picture. All right. Commissioners, any comments on that?
I'd like to say thank you for your service, for the citizens of Baldwin County, being there to assist this person and administering first aid. This person has another chance at life, and thank you so very much for being there to help them. Thank you.
Hey, I don't think things just happen by chance, and the fact that she had all that extensive background, that she was the one who got that call. I don't know how all the calls work, but I imagine that she could have been anywhere besides near that call, and I'm just thankful that aspect's in there, and that she was the one that had that background, because even though the trainings might be there, it might have needed some little bit extra. And I don't know what I would do if I come upon somebody with a nail gun in their chest. I'd be praying. That's about it. But thank you. Yeah. Thank you, Meg.
Yes. Where's she?
She's in the back.
Okay.
There she is.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your service in such a short time here. You're demonstrating quality traits that people demonstrate here that's been here 30 years. So I mean, we're very fortunate to have somebody like you with our deputy sheriffs. And what I always like about these life-saving awards, Sheriff, is that this just goes to show another side of policing that people just don't understand. Facebook is filled and social media is always filled of negative things with policing, and here we have another shining example of a deputy sheriff saving somebody's life. you know, it just goes to show that not everybody's mean and out to arrest people. So I wish the community would embrace the concept and camaraderie that our local law enforcement officers have, that we're out there and ready to serve and help. And the extensive training and background that each one of these men and women have is bar none compared to what I've seen across the state. And you know, they're always I consider them first responders, you know, before a lot of other people. So absolutely. Thank you so much again. It's well deserved.
Deputy Johnson, thank you for your service and dedication. Like the other commissioners said, life-saving awards are not given out to everybody, and not every day if somebody gets one. So thank you for what you've done for that citizen. You exceeded the expected level of duty in your role. So I just want to say thank you again. All right, Commissioners?
I make a motion, we pass
Did we do that?
No, we don't.
There's not a motion? Okay.
No.
Well, then I won't make that motion.
All right. The next one is proclamation for National Correctional Officers Week.
That one requires.
Don't worry, you'll feel bad. I'll make the same thing.
I don't feel bad.
No.
Skip getting his steps
So
in
many,
today.
so many.
The dogs had me distracted.
Oh, he's coming in.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Sheriff. On behalf of the Baldwin County Commission, we'd like to proclaim May the 4th through the 10th, 2025 as National Correctional Officers Week in Baldwin County, Alabama. Whereas on May the 5th, 1984, Ronald Reagan, the 40th President of the United States, delivered a proclamation designating the first week in May as National Correctional Officers Week. And whereas the staff members who serve in this position of correctional officers, whether civilian or security staff, are essential to the day-to-day operations of the Baldwin County Sheriff's Office and Corrections Center. And whereas the United States Congress has recognized the essential services provided by all correctional officers in the United States of America. And whereas the Baldwin County Sheriff's Office employs approximately 144 correctional officers. And whereas the Baldwin County Sheriff's Correctional Officers oversee the safety and security of approximately 600 inmates on a daily basis. And whereas the Baldwin County Sheriff's Office Correctional Center processes approximately 13,600 inmates being booked in or booked out of the Baldwin County Correctional Center on an annual basis now. Therefore, be it proclaimed by the Baldwin County Commission in regular session assembled that we hereby designate the week of May the 4th through the 10th as National Correctional Week in Baldwin County, Alabama. Thank you all so very, very much, for what y'all do. The numbers alone are scary. 13,600 people process through this center is tremendous. And, that means you see a lot of faces, during the time of working in the correctionals. And y'all are to be commended, that you keep these people safe from themselves and other in the environment. So I want to thank each and every one of y'all. Sheriff, thank you so very much.
Commissioners, on behalf of the men and women of the Correction Center, I want to thank you for this recognition. We're second day into Corrections Officer Week. I'll have to say that the Baldwin County Sheriff's Corrections Center is one of only 2 certified jails in nationally certified jails in the state. And I know we've used this word before, but it's a flagship correctional facility. I think if you ask any of your peers or your colleagues throughout the state, they'll agree with that. But the way it got there is the men and women that put on that uniform every day and come inside and handle those things that pop up. You know, not everybody that comes into that jail is at the high point of their life. And so these men and women deal with that on a daily basis. They learn to live with that, and they learn how to do it exceptionally well. So I'm very proud of them, and I appreciate you recognizing them today.
All right. So, are they here? Come on.
Let's wait and see how many people get up here. How are you? I am short. That's right. I had to get between. Come on, Major.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you, Major. All right, the next one is proclamation.
Hang on just a second.
Oh, we need to vote on that, sorry.
Making a motion to adopt proclamation for National Corrections Officers Week, May 4th.
And I second that.
All right, got a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
Yeah, just thank y'all, each and every one of y'all, for what you do. You know, I don't think y'all are thanked enough, to be honest with you, because we see our road deputies out all the time doing the work that they do and understand the stress that they're under. But I can remember when I first got on the commission and went through the jail tour, I wanted to get out of there as fast as I got in there. So it is not definitely a place that you want to stay for a long time, and y'all have to be there every single day, 24 hours a day, you know, round the clock care over there. And like Sheriff said, not too many people over there at the high point of their lives. So thank y'all for what you do, because it truly takes a special person to want to fill out a job application and go over there and do that kind of work. So, and I think the reason that we have some good employees over there is because, I mean, we want y'all to have the best. And hopefully when we get into the new tower over there, a little bit of that, you know, that newness take over and be like, whew, thank God we're out of that old place into this new place. So mental health, right? That's mental health stuff right there. So y'all all, spirits will be up when we're in the new building.
Hey, thank you guys. It's an honor to serve as a commissioner with such a great corrections facility, and not that I ever want to be there. Sheriff did offer me to spend the night one night in the jail before it opened. I don't want to, but I do want to tour the new jail before it opens. But when we travel around the state and people say where you're from, and we say Baldwin County, they're like, you guys have it all. And we may not have it all. It may be a perception, but we're working hard, and you guys are doing a fantastic job. And it is, like I said earlier, it's an honor to be a commissioner and to be able to support and continue our commitment to our law enforcement community. And you guys make us proud. Make me proud. Thank you.
Again, thank you so very much for all that y'all do. Like I said a minute ago, the numbers alone are scary in a way, you know, but y'all handle this so well. You know, it's, you don't see anybody want to go back, you know, once they get out. But, you know, y'all do a good job, you know, to helping each and every one of these people that's in incarceration. So, thank you so very much for what y'all do.
You know, correction officers is a very demanding job. You don't, like Commissioner Ball said, you don't get to go out and patrol like the road deputies and everybody else, but you're there, you provide safety and security for the inmates and for the public. So I just want to say thank y'all for what y'all do, again, so thank you.
I want to say one more thing.
Sure.
I remember when I was in the 7th grade, which was a long time ago, like 1980, maybe 70 something, I don't know. But anyhow, our class got to tour the old jail before they built that current smaller tower that's over there. And look, that made me want to behave the rest of my life, because y'all come a long way, baby, compared to what I remember seeing in that old jail. So some of you might be old enough to remember that, but it was not what it is now, I can tell you. So it is great compared to what it used to be.
And Baldwin County has come a long way with its jail. I mean, there's probably very few counties that have the facility that we have. And it's all because of, working with the law enforcement and our commission to make sure that we were able to build this facility to house these prisoners. So thank you for, allowing us to help with that.
With that being said, in fairness to the rural counties, they don't have the income that we have that comes here to help do the things we do with the jails. There's some jails in these rural counties don't have a jail.
Yeah.
So I'm very proud of our jail here in Baldwin County. So thank you. Commissioner?
We're just ready to take a vote.
It's ready to take a vote.
We already did the motion?
Yep.
Yes.
All right.
Yep.
Why don't you stand on ball? All right.
I'm not,
All in
I'm
favor,
just
signify
remembering
by
what we
saying
did
aye.
last.
Aye. Motion carries. All right, the next one is proclamation for the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial Week. I picked this one because I like to, and we got a lot of deputies, 4 or 5 deputies that were killed in the line of duty, and this was special to me because I knew one of the deputies and because I knew I have a friend of mine that got killed, a trooper that I worked with back in 2002. So thank you, Sheriff, for just being here. I'm going to give this to you. Proclaiming May 11th through the 17th, 2025 as National Law Enforcement Officer Memorial Week in Baldwin County, Alabama. Whereas the United States Congress recognizes the second week of May as National Law Enforcement Officer Memorial Week, and whereas law enforcement officers who have been killed or died in the line of duty deserve to be remembered and honored each year. And to work of all law enforcement officers to essential to preserving peace in our communities and ensuring the safety of precious lives and property. And the families of those who suffered the loss of a law enforcement officer are forever recognized and honored for their loss. The Baldwin County Sheriff's Office has lost the following deputies who were killed in the line of duty. The following names: Deputy Abram Johnson, end of watch, December 26, 1881. Deputy James Stewart, end of watch, April 11, 1895. Deputy Howard Dutton, end of watch, October 1st, 1987. Deputy Scott Ward, end of watch, November 23, 2012. Deputy Bill Smith, end of watch, June 6, 2021. Whereas the Law Enforcement Officers Memorial of Baldwin County is located in Robertsdale, Alabama, and has affixed upon the names of all 15 law enforcement officers who have been killed in the line of duty in Baldwin County. And whereas the state of Alabama and the Baldwin County honored those killed in the line of duty on May 2nd, 2025 at the Law Enforcement Memorial in Robertsdale, Alabama. Now therefore be it proclaimed by the Baldwin County Commission in regular session assembled that the week of May 11th through the 17th, 2025 is hereby designated as Law Enforcement Officers Memorial Week in Baldwin County, Alabama. The Baldwin County Commission and the Baldwin County Sheriff's Office extended their most heartfelt gratitude and external appreciation for those who have made the ultimate sacrifice, gone beyond the full measure, and given not only of their personal lives, but also have caused hardship upon their families in doing so. In witness, we have hereunto and set of the hands and caused by the seal of the, that's the seal, sorry. Just got emotional, so, Sheriff.
Commissioner Chairman, thank you very much. Commissioner, again, on behalf of the men and women of the Sheriff's Office, I would like to thank you for this recognition. I know you were tied up last week with some duties related to hurricane response, but we had our memorial, and one of the things that, we talked about is this is not a week of celebration. It's a solemn week, a week that we remember those who have fallen. There were actually 15 names of people that have died in Baldwin County, law enforcement officers, and so we want to, thank you for recognizing the sacrifice that the men and women make every day. They leave their families, they come to work, they put the uniform on, and they get out and they honestly do the Lord's work in Baldwin County, not knowing what that day is going to bring to them. You've been around for a while, and you've been a part and experienced these deaths that we've experienced as law enforcement officers, and I just want to say continue to say I appreciate the support that you guys have given us. It means a lot, and again, on behalf of the men and women of the Sheriff's Office, thank you for this recognition.
Thank you.
It's hard, to realize, the stuff, the sacrifice that these people made in their life. I remember when Deputy Dutton was killed in the line of duty, and that really struck home. But I knew him, and I knew some of the folks that were the perpetrators, and it was sad, that especially with Deputy Dutton, he had a good relationship with this person, and it just didn't work out for him, and he figured he could take it, but it didn't work out, and that was a tragic moment, and Deputy Scott Ward was the same way, he put his life on the line and, suffered the consequences. Bill Smith, sacrificed his life by going in the water to try to save somebody from drowning. So, it's something like, they're trying to help somebody else, and in return, they lost their life. So I just want the family to know that, the commission is behind the Sheriff's Department all the way to help provide as much as we can as far as training, equipment, whatever they need to help prevent something like this from happening. You never know what happens. There's a lot of officers that have lost their lives, throughout this nation, and it's really heartbreaking that it happens. But again, I just want to thank them for giving their service. That was an ultimate sacrifice that they made.
Thank you, Sheriff. And also thank you for continuing to have the ceremony that you have. Sorry that you can't go to everything. We have different things on our schedules all the time, and even in other situations, we have to explain that to people sometimes. But you guys do a great job of remembering these who made that ultimate sacrifice, and it's just a very moving event. I'm glad that I've been able to attend it in the past. And, mentioning the names that he mentioned is very hard for me when you pass by where, Deputy Dutton passed away, not to think about it. Because if you've been here long enough, you know where that's at. And if you pass down there, you're right beside it all the time. And I don't get to the other places where the others as much, but that one's right there in Robertsdale, and it's hard. I knew his daughter very well. She's passed away now, but it's just tough. You don't forget those things. You just do not. And for people who maybe just moved here and didn't know them, I'm glad that you guys keep that memory alive to let people know. And I'm thankful to be able to be a commissioner that supports. Again, I know we've said this already, but there's just so many facets of what we do here that works hand in hand with you guys, and I'm thankful to be able to be a part of supporting the sheriff's office.
Thank you.
Yes, I always kind of go to bed at night and say a prayer for, like Commissioner Gruber does with, when he says prayers, he always recognizes the first responders, police, and military personnel, and I always pray for y'all's safe return from your shift end of each and every day and night, and because, like Sheriff said, it's one of these things where you go out and get in your cruiser that you're in, and you have no idea what the day holds in front of you, and it could be a good day or it could be a bad day. What I think that's kind of flies under the radar with some of these things, Sheriff, is I know out of two of these that I've participated in and been a part of and knew these guys is their ultimate sacrifice led to some more extensive learning procedures and training methods used now because of what happened. And if there's anything about this that could be positive and shine some happiness on it, we've learned a lot over at least two of these end of watches. And I think they'd be smiling down on you and all of us now for the extensive training that came out of that and what has been learned, because I still get chills on my body when I was thinking about Bill Smith's funeral. I have never seen anything like that in my whole entire life. Camaraderie, family, just the way something like that was put together was amazing to see how y'all are truly one big family, and it's very humbling and proud for myself to say, and all of us to be a small part of your organization and what you do. And this memorial, this is the first one I missed since 2017. So I hate we missed it, and apologies on that. So
No,
we'll get our scheduling better next year. So thank you so much for this, Sheriff and Chairman.
Thank you. Sheriff, just thank you for continuing honoring the heroes of Baldwin County. You know, and if you haven't been to the memorial up in Washington, D.C., you need to go. Not to just go as a visitor when it's going on, because you would be amazed with all the officers that's there and the families are there. So thank you again, Sheriff, for honoring the heroes.
I make a motion we adopt proclamation for National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial Week, 11th through the 17th of May, 2025.
I'll second it.
All right, got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Picture.
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah. Okay, leave that out.
Let's get down. All right. We got to see how many shows up now. Can you get it off? Chief, thank you.
One last one. That's it. I'm getting my money's worth out of it.
She works there by day.
For all criminals wanting to break the law, now's the time.
All right, next on the publication, is presentation of Baldwin County Sheriff's Office K-9 unit.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So that was the solemn part. This will be much more lighthearted. You know, everywhere you go when you're the sheriff and you're talking to different groups, whether they're 5 years old or they're 85 years old, the dogs come up and they want to know about the Sheriff's Office Canine Program. So I thought it would be a great opportunity for us to show the commission the canine deputies and talk a little bit about them. And I'm going to talk,
I think they work in the deputies.
Yeah.
You know,
If y'all got anything in your pockets, better get rid of it now.
All right. So on this presentation, as you know, our canine unit's grown tremendously in the years and currently consists of actually 8 canines assigned to the unit. We have 4 teams that utilize the dual-purpose Bell and Malinois that you see on the other end down there. There's dual-purpose teams are assigned to the recently formed Street Crimes Unit, which saturates problematic areas in the community and apprehends high-risk violent felons. Our dual-purpose canines routinely support other divisions in the Sheriff's Office, including patrol, criminal investigations, narcotics, and SWAT. In these roles, their mission is to increase the safety and success rate of our deputies during narcotic investigations and other high-risk incidents. Our canine unit also features 4 single-purpose dogs. These dogs include Canine Artemis, which is not here, a female bloodhound that specializes in non-criminal tracking, primarily children. So when you think of our project lifestyle, over there she is. There she is. Yeah, Artemis over there. And that's Deputy Hughes that's handling Artemis. In the Corrections Center, Jasmine's here in the middle. She has Leia, a German short-haired pointer, tasked with sweeping the jail and surrounding property to prevent contraband from entering the facility. And that would be narcotics or anything along those lines. And again, Corporal Weathersby. Last month, the Sheriff's Office held its first in-house canine handler school, and this is something that's fairly significant, even though you may not realize that. Corporal Miso over there is a certified instructor when it comes to canine instruction, and so he was able to train some of our deputies here. So 2 new handlers, Deputy Anderson and Van Loo, were paired with their canine partners and underwent a 5-week detection handler course. The canines included the German Shorthair, there you see there, Snow, that came here from Hungary. They're used by the Special Operations Interdiction Unit, which focuses on intercepting large amounts of drug and illicit currency being smuggled through our county's interstate system. Each year, our canines compete in the Dothan Police Department's Canine Seminar. It's held in each February, includes 6 competitive categories, 3 detection and 3 patrol. Since attending the event, our canine handlers have done exceedingly well. At last year's seminar, we brought home 3 first place and second place awards in both detection and patrol disciplines. So really proud of these award-winning dogs. Just a couple stats about you guys. Easy, I'm going fast. No. Since 2023, just a year and a half, the canines have deployed a total of 467 times, 357 detections, and 110 times for patrol or apprehension of suspects. Of the 357 deployments, 119 seizures of illicit drugs and bulk currency to the tune of millions of dollars of contraband taken off the streets in Baldwin County. Of our 110 patrol deployments, 101 resulted in the capture or surrender of a wanted felon. Only 11 actually ended up in a bite. That speaks to the training that these men and women do with their dogs. I'll let you know that the Sheriff's Office, we provide them with a stipend to help take care of these dogs, but it doesn't begin to cover the countless hours that they put in of their own time taking care of these dogs, both their physically and caring for their needs and loving them as a part of this Sheriff's Office. So they have my deepest gratitude. It takes a special officer to be able to partner with a canine and do your job successfully and still handle the burden of maintaining and being responsible for another life. So I'm really proud of them. And I also want to do one recognition while I'm here. Like I mentioned, we did a first in-house training of a K-9 handler saved the county thousands of dollars because we didn't have to send somebody away for 5 weeks to do this. So we're really proud that we're able to do that now in Baldwin County. Again, a credit to Corporal Miso and the program that we have. But in the middle there, Deputy Dalton Anderson is the first certified dog handler ever certified by the Baldwin County Sheriff's Office in-house. So congratulations to Dalton. Now, Commissioner Ball has said he would like to run across. Do you want to run across here real quick? No. Commissioners, we are really proud, the Sheriff's Office as a whole. This is both the corrections and enforcement operations that are responsible for these K-9s. So we're really proud of our K-9 deputies. And again, thank you for your support.
Which one do you want? Which one you like?
I like all of them.
I know, I like that hound.
We just stand up, Sheriff, and get a picture.
Yep, absolutely.
I'm going to come down there.
I won't get the
Short hair.
Yeah, you got it.
This ain't coming.
It's
Some working dogs.
Look at him.
I know. It's a sheep.
Yeah, she's ready to go.
She's gonna arrest somebody.
She says, hurry up, take the picture.
Can you speak up? There we go. All right.
That's right.
All right.
That's nice.
They were beautiful.
That one works into them.
That was, okay, that was a short, she had a short hair. Okay. Yeah, we've had some of those.
Bigger, stronger, and crazier.
Beautiful.
I like it.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the presentation.
Are you ready to get going?
Anything else, Sheriff?
No, that's
all right. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Yes. All right.
Thank y'all.
Thank y'all.
Thank y'all.
Thank y'all so much. That was a treat.
I'll let him get out for a few minutes before we get going. We don't have no public hearing.
No, other than comments, we're done.
Yeah. All right. All right, we'll move forward. Well, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank y'all.
Yeah.
Thank y'all.
Y'all have a great day.
Thank y'all.
All right, we don't have a public hearing, administration done, addendum, public comments. I've got Ms. Deanne Campbell. Come on up and speak, ma'am. Yes.
Thank y'all for having me and allowing me to speak for just a few minutes. Y'all might remember that I visited you in your last meeting in Fairhope. Wanted to come today and talk in public comments to talk a little bit more about my intentions to seek the District 65 House of Representatives seat. I'm Deanne Campbell. I'm from Choctaw County, from Gilbertown. I wanted to tell you a little bit about my experience and the things that I've been involved with over the last few years. I'm the publisher of the Choctaw Sun Advocate, the newspaper covering Choctaw County, and the co-publisher of the Leader covering Marengo County. So I've been in the publishing business for about 25 years now. And in that time, I've covered governmental meetings to a large degree. I've covered town councils, county commissions, school board, you name it, I've covered it when it comes to governmental entities up in the Choctaw and Marengo area. I've covered everything from proms to parades to football games. If it crawled across the floor in Choctaw County, chances are I've probably been there with my camera and my pen. So in that time, I've also covered a lot of the in-depth issues that affect our area of the state. And over a period of time, that my passion to let the community know what those issues are, developed into a desire to try to step up to the plate and try to address some of those issues. So I've gotten involved in a long list of community service in organizations, projects, community development, workforce development in a large degree. I've worked with workforce development initiatives on a local and regional level to build a more skilled and valuable workforce for the recruitment of business and industry in our areas. And we all know that in every area of the state and really all over the country, the development of a skilled workforce has been a problem. So I've been working with workforce development in a big way over the last several years. I've also worked on a lot of other projects for community development. In regard to first response, I have worked with our local volunteer fire departments, rescue squads, other entities on fundraising efforts to try to keep them as a viable part of our communities. I served on the 911 Board of Directors for the Choctaw County District. On that end, trying to help with first response from that end of the spectrum. I've also worked with I'm on the Board of Directors for the United Way of Southwest Alabama's Choctaw County chapter, worked with the Prestwick Outreach Community Center in Washington County, and a long list of other organizations. I wear a lot of hats, and all of those hats are really spokes in the same wheel, and it's all about trying to help my communities in our area, in this area of the state, to grow and survive and to thrive. About 14 years ago, I was asked to serve on the Board of Directors for the Choctaw County Chamber of Commerce, and I immediately jumped on that with both feet because I am a small business owner, and I know what struggles come with owning and trying to operate a small business in rural Alabama.
You can keep talking.
Can I keep going?
You're the only one, so go ahead. A few more minutes.
Good.
A few more seconds.
I do own a small business, and I realize that when one business survives and thrives in an area, it benefits all of us. So a few years ago, when the director's position became open for the Chamber of Commerce, the executive director's position, I immediately applied and was hired for that role. And it's a dual role. It is also, as part of that role, I'm the Chief Industrial Development Officer for Choctaw County as well, trying to recruit new industry to come in. And last year, I gained my STAR certification in rural economic development through the Alabama Department of Commerce. So I'm here today to talk to you about all of those things that I've been a part of in regard to my next goal, and that is to move forward with my efforts to promote my community by running for the District 65 House seat. I feel like I bring a lot of experience and knowledge to the table. And a lot of passion for this area of the state, rural Alabama in particular. So I will be throwing my hat in the ring in the Republican primary in May for that seat. I feel like I'll be a good advocate, a strong voice for the district. And I do realize that in order to be a strong voice, you also have to use these things right here. So I intend to be not an absentee representative, but a representative that is present in our small communities all over this district to listen to the needs and the goals and the desires and the beliefs of the people that I serve. So that is my goals and my intentions, and any support that y'all can give me, I'd appreciate. And if I can answer any questions about myself, my personal life, or anything else that y'all might want to know about me or my candidacy, I'd be glad to answer them.
Yeah, we'll reach out to you later. I just want to say thank you for coming up here and telling us, and then good luck to you.
Thank y'all. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Nobody else has signed up, so no press. Any press? No press. Commissioner comments? Commissioner Baldwin, would you like to go first?
Okay. Again, thank y'all for staff for what all you do, getting this meeting together so that we can conduct the business of the county. We had a lot of presentations today, and each and every one of them had a meaning of their own, and they were very special. All the way from the child mental health, the Alzheimer's, week, and then the last of all was our canines, who do a tremendously good job of helping our law enforcement do their job. So again, thank each and every one of y'all for what you do. And thank you.
I guess I might as well. I want to do a shout out to one of our employees. It's Bo Bonner from the Human Resources Department. That's what y'all call it, right? Personnel. Anyways, so on April 26th, that was a busy Saturday for me. I had bought tickets to go to Kill a Mockingbird up in Monroeville, and if you've never been, you need to check that out. That's a really neat thing. I've been before. I've been twice before, but it had been 20 years. It was in 2005 when I had went before, and I think I'd went in 2004, so I went 2004, 2005, and my husband was like, you can go anytime you want, but I'm done. I've done seen it twice, you know. But anyhow, so I didn't take him 20 years later, and so when I'm walking up, it happened to be a celebration of Harper Lee's 99th birthday. You know, she has passed away, but it was like a garden party. It was really, really neat. And I'm walking down the sidewalk, and somebody says, hey, Commissioner, and I'm like, I'm not in Baldwin County. And I look up, and it's Bo. And I'm like, what you doing here? He and his wife were wearing these yellow shirts, and it said Mockingbird Company, which is who puts on that production. And he's like, we've been volunteering here for several years. And I just want to give a shout out to Bo and his wife and to all of our employees who do things that we don't know about. And not that I have to know about it, because I know there's so many things going on out there. And to have that commitment to be a volunteer and do things. You're not paid to do volunteer work. That's what a volunteer is. And so these are the things that help make it happen. And that production of To Kill a Mockingbird, they made an announcement. If you've ever been, you know, there's the courtroom scene is at the end, and it's really, really cool the way they keep capturing that every year. But they make a notation that all these actors are volunteer. They don't get paid. And so that's how you get things done. And they made a comment that they give back to the community. The tickets aren't cheap. I'll admit that. I went ahead and clicked OK that day I did it. And I was like, woo. But anyways, it was worth it. And I'm glad I went. And it was a treat to see that we have an employee and his wife doing that kind of volunteer work, even in another county. I think he told me he lived in Escambia County, but that's still a little haul from Baldwin County. But also, I know that our employees out there are doing fantastic things. We don't know about all these things. And I'd love to find out about some of them sometime. Please don't be afraid to approach me sometimes. I feel like people are sometimes, but maybe you're not. Maybe that's me. But thanks for always getting the meeting ready. And this was a really cool meeting today. The dogs were a real treat. I know you're not supposed to want to pet dogs that are doing service work and stuff like that, but I still always want to, but I don't. But anyways, I hope nobody had any drugs on them in here, because I didn't see anybody get attacked, you know. But anyways, thank you, everybody.
Thanks to everybody here that's still hanging around, all the staff that's not here anymore. Yep. All the commissioners have said everything. Thank y'all for all the countless effort and tireless hours you put into putting these agendas together. And today's agenda was kind of special because we didn't have to do a whole lot of business other than just sit and recognize all these presentations, which was very rewarding to be a part of. A lot of good presentations today, and you know, much deserved for everybody that was in attendance. And so I did some research yesterday on kind of a hot topic that's kept us as a commission under some scrutiny, and I just wanted to let the public know that I reached out to Commissioner Blankenship yesterday and talked to him about the boat launch problem that we have coming up on Highway 98 at Fish River. And he explained to me in great detail the problems that have occurred from the start of the vision of that project that was spearheaded by our Representative Jennifer Fiddler. And, you know, it was supposed to happen 3 or 4 months ago, but things happen in life where sometimes projects are delayed, as we all know. So there was no intent on delaying it for summer boating season. You know, when you have people that are involved in projects like that to that scale that gets sick, the wrong person may have been picked the first time, and And the process in Montgomery to getting things signed on paper, especially during legislative session, is a little slow. So Chris has opened the doors for anybody that wants to call and talk about that. He'll be happy to talk about that with anybody who's got problems. The thing about it is, when it's all said and done and completed, it's going to be a beautiful area that's just been revamped for the public to use. It was not a boat launch that anybody ever used before, so I guess where everybody launched before they started launching there can go back and launch and where you launched before, and then be over with and done. Hopefully the time frame is shorter than what's expected, and people will be able to get out. But just for the citizens to know, it's not a commission maintained or run boat launch. It's run by the state, but we do have means and methods to call and talk to people if we have to. So. But just hang with us and be patient, and we'll get through it just like we have everything else. And I always like to thank our highway staff sometimes, because I feel like I pester them too much. Every text or email I get, I just forward it right to them, or to Roger or somebody, and it gets handled right away. So thanks, Frank, for handling a few things that I had on my list last week that came. Some of it came when we were doing our training exercise, and I just said, hey, look, this is a dog case, so I appreciate you going above and beyond to help that out. We had a huge pothole on Highway 225, which was not our issue, but it is our issue because it's almost causing wrecks to our citizens' cars. So Frank got right on the phone with somebody with ALDOT and got them out there to look at it, and it's being corrected. So the partnerships that we have, not only externally but internally within our own families, is amazing. The willingness people want to help out everybody. So I appreciate that.
I wanted to say, and Commissioner Ball said it, I want to thank the citizens that reached out to me concerning that boat launch. That is my job when they reach out to me. It is my job to contact the state and find out what's going on. So I just want to say, citizens, keep it up. Reach out to me if you have any questions about the boat launch. I'll tell you yes or no, we don't have nothing to do with it. But I just want to say thank you to the citizens that reached out. Second, I didn't mention it earlier because I wanted to do it now, but that friend that I lost was a trooper, Brian Nichols, and I just don't want to forget his name. He died in 2002, and I always remember that call. A guy from the state trooper office that called me and said, hey, Brian Nichols has been killed, and I just want to always remember him and the deputies. So thank you, and to the family. It is a hard time when they lose their loved one, because they don't know when they're coming home, and that was tragic. He introduced me to my wife, and he's always will be special to me. So, but anyway, thank you. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Can I do something real quick?
Sure.
I just want to backtrack just for a minute, because you said something. I just want to make people understand that I didn't throw that project off as not being a commission thing. And you made it sound like that the rest of us don't care about that boat launch.
No,
it's not that. It's the bashing we were taking on Facebook was not our problem, because they were saying vote all these commissioners out that close this boat launch down. We didn't close it down.
Well, that's why the communication is to contact them and let them know that it's the state project, not the county project.
Yeah, but
that's
even when we did that, it was publicized on our Facebook page like it was our problem and stuff. And so that's why I reached out yesterday to get the facts on what's holding the process up on the state side, and got it all and worked out. No, I don't think anybody's done that yet, because they haven't informed the public on the process. So I was directed to direct people to maybe to Representative Fiddler, since it's her project, and she asked for all that work to be done there. So I just wanted to clear up that the Baldwin County Commission didn't close down any boat launch for the summer. That's what the people were saying. So I think it's just was wrongly stated that these county boat launches versus state boat launches, what we do at state boat launches, I think, is all we do is pick up the trash and cut the grass if we got some kind of MOU with them. But when it comes to closing one down, that was not our decision.
No, that's right, 100%. And that's what I was just making, I knew that wasn't a county project, because citizens that I told it, since it was in my district, I told them it wasn't a county project. And that made it clear to that. And it was the state, and I told them to go reach out to the state. And, they were getting upset that I had told them to call the state. And I'm thinking, oh my God, you're a state official. They need to be contacted.
Right.
So I understand what you're saying, but thank you. I have a motion to adjourn.